Hi, thanks for coming back to Auntie Coley's house. We are going to make some lip balm, and it's almost Mother's Day. My mother loves her lip balm, so Mom's getting some lip balm. So we're going to make it. If you've watched my other videos, I try to do everything with natural stuff. So we're going to try this with the vanilla extract that I made. You can use any extract that you have. I'm going to put a little peppermint in mine, but you can use any essential oil you want. This particular recipe will make it with, I'm using the candelilla wax instead of the beeswax because my daughter is allergic to beeswax. So I'm going to give her some of this. I don't want her lips to fall off. So we're going to use that, but this is a little harder wax than the beeswax, so we use just a little less. I'm only going to make a few, the full recipe makes about 20 of these tubes. Now, I don't know, you can choose, they make really cute little tins if you want to do something like that. I really just like these. You can put a cute little label on them, throw them in your purse, and you're good to go. I actually keep these in my car as well. So I like the little tubes. You can get them anywhere. I'm going to put a little peppermint in there because I just like that little zing. And I'm going to use the shea butter for my hard oil and then the coconut oil. I just love coconut oil. I think I just prefer to stick that in everything. So we're going to do I'm going to just use a half a tablespoon of this. I myself am going to make the small batch because I'm not going to give them out as much as I do for Christmas, that kind of thing. So I'm going to do just half a tablespoon of this, a tablespoon of the coconut oil, and then a tablespoon of the shea butter. You can use whichever ones of these that you like better if you want. Sweet almond oil is awesome. I like the shea butter, but there's other butters. There's cocoa butter you can use, whatever you'd like to use. So I'm just going to make a small batch this time, but if you guys want to fill about 20 tubes, use 1 tablespoon of your beeswax. If you're going to use the candelilla wax, just use a little bit more, and then when you're melting it, let it cool. Decide if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, add a little bit more of the coconut oil to loosen it up a little bit. Let it cool and put it on your lips and decide what consistency you want and what's best for you, whatever you like. So I'm going to go with a half and a tablespoon of that, just because I don't want to make 20 tubes today. Okay, so I'll put the regular recipe in the description where you can find it. And of course, if you want to make a ton more, if you want to use these for even donations for organizations, you can make full-blown ones. You know, if you want to put 4 tablespoons of this and then 8 of each of those, go ahead and do it. But for this one too, we're going to use, I don't want it to be crazy peppermint, so I'm only going to be putting about 5 drops of this in here. And then just a little bit of, I love vanilla. So I'm just going to be putting some of this, a few drops, 6, 7 drops in there. But you don't put these in until you're done melting everything on the stove. So grab a double boiler, or figure out a way that you can stick like a jar in some boiling water without it hitting the bottom. Put it on something like, even they make these little things for the bottom of your pans. I found this cutie little thing at the store, and I just pressure bought it. And I just love this because it's such a small thing, and I can use it for my lip balm. And then in my pans, I put water in the bottom, and this fits right in, doesn't touch the bottom, and these hold on to the lip of the pan. So this is my happy guy right now. You do, however, want to make sure I will pour this into a glass like Pyrex that has a lip, so then I can pour them into these a little bit easier. All right, so let's get started. So we get a half a tablespoon of this. This is a tablespoon, so we're just going to eye it. For me, you can do whatever you want. So we're going to do just a half a tablespoon of that, and then we'll do a tablespoon of our coconut oil. I love this stuff. I will stick coconut oil in anything. And then our shea butter. Like I said, there's other stuff, but I'll put the shea in there. All right, and then we're going to go melt this. This only takes a minute. Okay, so just keep an eye on it. Get a spoon for yourself and just keep stirring it. Then when it's all melted, you can stick your essential oils in there. If you're making the full tablespoon with the 2 tablespoons and the 2 tablespoons here, probably use maybe 20 drops of the essential oils. You can even add vitamin E oil if you want in here for some extra vitamins for your lips. So let's go melt this, put our stuff in, and make my mom happy. Okay, I'll see you by the stove. Hi, and now we're at the stove. So, see how I have the sitting water? It's sitting in the boiling water. And we're just going to stir this. Whoopsie. Until the wax melts. You definitely don't want to get any water in here. So, for some reason, I'm not having a very good time here. Okay, so just make sure you're stirring and get that wax melted. The wax is going to obviously take the longest amount of time. But that's my dryer. I'm getting a little angry here. Okay. I just can't even believe this. I must have used a different pan last time. Okay, so at any rate, okay. So our wax, and you don't have to have it like bubbling crazy like that either. Okay, so the wax is good. We're going to put, I'm going to put a hot pad holder right here, and we'll put that on there. I'll put this in there, and then we'll let it soften up. We'll see if that's where we want it, okay? Okay, and hopefully this is not happening to you, but, you know, if it does, just make it work. Okay, so, all right, give me a minute, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that it is cooling off right now, time to put your essential oils in there. So like I said, I'm just going to put a little bit of peppermint in there. Sometimes these droppers don't work great. So just watch how much you're putting in there. Okay, that's about 5 or 6. That's enough for me for the little bit that we're making. Now with the vanilla, we're just going to take just a little tiny bit. Make sure you stir it all in there. And then we're going to let that cool off. A little bit is cooling off on my spoon. Oh, it smells good. Peppermint vanilla. Okay, and I'm going to go turn the dryer off so we don't have to listen to that again. All right, I'm back. Okay, so let's see what we got here. You know what? That's actually pretty good right there. You can feel a little bit of the peppermint in there. I think the 5 or 6 drops for this little bit of amount is probably just perfect. The amount, it feels good on my lips. If you like it a little thicker, then put a little more wax in there. If not, I think that this is actually pretty good. I think I'm going to put a little bit more vanilla in there. I like the vanilla taste. It doesn't take very long to cool. It's, and also, you know, you don't want it cool when you're dumping it in your things over there. So I think that's going to do it. Okay, we'll move over to our tubes. Okay, so I just poured the liquid into here because it has a lip, but some of those pans have lips, and it's probably more ideal to do that. Okay, we're at the end. This is what it should look like. I just put them in here to stabilize them while I was putting them in here. Didn't do too bad pouring that in there. But if you just have a little bit left in your jar and you think, oh, I can fill another one, don't do it. Wait until everything cools off and then top these guys off. There really won't be much left really at all. My camera's falling. All right, we were saved by a catastrophe. The camera started falling. That was pretty funny. So anyway, on these, this is how this should look. Now there are other waxes that are completely white. This is a vegan choice, the Candelilla, and I'm not vegan. I just didn't want to use the beeswax because my daughter is allergic to it. So beeswax works just fine. Let these cool off and then go ahead and cap them. And for all you other creative people out there, you can make cute little labels on these and give them to your friends and family, stocking stuffers, whatever you want to do with these. But they're so fun and they're just super easy and very quick. And these, of course, will be part of my Mother's Day gift to my mother. So happy Mother's Day to all of you guys out there. And I hope you had a fun time making these. Please join us for some more episodes. I have a whole basket that we're making with scrubs and bath bombs and lip balms for our moms for Mother's Day. So come back, join in. Love having you. Check out our other episodes, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.